What's up, freaks, beasts, and athletes? It's DC here with Genesis Strength TV and InsaneFootballTraining.com. Had a question come in wanting to know, yeah, I'm rocking the aviators. These may or may not actually be my wife's, but I'm in her car and I need some sunglasses, so don't act like you guys have never done this before. Anyway, got a question from quite a few guys wanting to know about if football players should be doing, should need to worry about rotator cuff training, extra work on rotator cuff. And the answer is kind of yes and no. Yes, if you're a quarterback, but still it's not that important as it would be for like a baseball player. And no, if you have a quality warm-up, if you have a quality warm-up before you participate in your off-season training program, in your weight training, or even during your games, practices, scrimmages, and just those type of things, if you have a quality warm-up, it should be taking care of that rotator cuff work. You may not be hitting the rotator cuff directly during those warm-ups, but you should be doing at least things that are going to help strengthen, warm up, and stabilize the shoulder joint overall. Those type of things would be stuff like scapula push-ups, regular push-ups, band pull-aparts, some minor rotator cuff work. You know, those type of things is what's going to allow that rotator cuff to stay healthy. But in terms of adding in extra work just because you hear how delicate the rotator cuff is, or how much it needs to be worked because they're such small muscles and run such a high risk of injury, doesn't really apply to football players, because if you're a football player, you should have enough shoulder mass, I guess, and shoulder, musculature on top of that, on top of those little rotator cuff muscles, that allows you to stay healthy and allows you to be mobile and do what needs to be done without having to worry about specifically working those rotator cuff muscles. For an example, my senior year, I blew out my left shoulder in high school. I was running a fly route down the field, and the quarterback underthrew it, and I tried to bat the ball down, and the free safety, being the five-star University of Texas recruit that he was, decided to take the ball and my arm the other way into the end zone. And so I dislocated my shoulder, levered it out of socket, stretched everything out, and the whole time I remained skinny and weak. Any time I would do anything, even if I was doing rotator cuff exercises, whatever, no matter what I would do, sometimes I would even sleep wrong. Anytime I did anything overhead or tried to squat with the barbell behind me, my shoulder would always dislocate. Even after I quit football in college and moved on to playing the fun stuff like flag football and intramurals, if I laid out for a ball, if I went to pull a flag and my arm was in the wrong position, it would dislocate. I would run over to the sideline, set it back in socket, run back out, and play the next play. That's how common it was. It wasn't until I finally learned how to get strong and put on weight and was able to, had gone from 155 to, that's probably like 185, 195-ish around that time, when finally that shoulder had gotten strong enough and enough muscle around it to hold it in place so it could tolerate the beatings that it would take training. That's when I tried to, play arena ball, and the arena ball team went all the way, but you don't care about all that. But, I tested it out playing football multiple times, and I was able to do stuff that I wasn't able to do when I was smaller. So overall, if you are strong enough and if you are able to pack on the size and the muscle needed, then rotator cuff training specifically is not that important, especially if you have that warm-up that is geared towards warming the shoulders up, getting them ready to lift, getting them ready to play, getting them ready to practice, as well as working on getting them strong. So make sure that, if you haven't checked out the links below, hit that link to download your free cheat sheet towards your football training. And now you guys know, knowing's half the battle.